writing and stories, and a bit of a ubiquitous technology, AI, and how that has infiltrated into a very human practice of stories.
Right. So as teachers, we always wonder, can we tell apart human writing versus AI writing? What's more important, who do you think writes better, human or AI?
Oh, no.
Well, apparently when it came to creative stories, people actually preferred or ranked AI-created stories higher than human-written ones.
Oh.
This is a study published by Cambridge University Press. Basically, they had 3 fictional short stories written by published authors versus 3 ChatGPT-generated ones. And then researchers said that people basically, when they were told this is a human story, but it was actually written by AI, they tended to prefer that story. Number 1, this shows kind of a bias of people thinking, oh, I'm going to prefer a human-written story better. Kind of a blind test.
Yes.
But maybe because AI writing also tends to be more clearer, more direct, succinct, and easier to process. Human-written stories, by contrast, can be more subtle and complex.
Yes.
So people maybe generally prefer predictability because otherwise it may use more brain power.
Oh, let's use our brain power, people. We're going to talk about wages and how a significant portion of workers are not getting paid the minimum wage. Really?
Right, so we are getting the full picture. So 1 in 8 wage workers are not getting paid the minimum wage. And this could be somebody who gets paid hourly and maybe the owner of that small business is paying them under the table or not enough. Or it could be you get paid a salary, but you're actually working more than what the minimum wage would work out to be. But particularly, we're seeing this pattern for those working for small businesses, contract or non-full-time positions, and also female workers.
Okay, so we need further details.
Yeah, let's get to it. This is according to the Minimum Wage Panel's 2026 Minimum Wage Assessment. Here, it said that the total number of workers who are receiving below the minimum wage threshold from last year came to 2.76 million.
Yes.
And this accounts for 12.4% of all wage workers. That's according to the Ministry of Data and Statistics figures. Actually, the rate of those who made under the minimum wage, that was on the up until 2019. That started to go down. That was good news. But since 2021, it's been fluctuating each year.
Ah, yes. And you said what kind of workplace they worked in, that played a factor, right?
Definitely, we're seeing some clear patterns. Number 1, the size of your workplace. So small businesses or micro businesses, we sometimes call them 영세 사업자. That's between 1 and 4 employees. Of these small businesses, 30% of the workers got paid below the minimum wage.
Oh.
That is significant.
Yes.
And then you compare that, you go 1 up, companies with 5 to 9 employees, 17.6%. And then the figure drastically improved to only 1.8% for companies with 300 or more employees.
Yes.
And then going to the employment type. Temporary workers, 38% of them didn't get paid the minimum wage. 32% of day laborers, but only 3.6% for full-time workers. As I mentioned, there was also a gender difference at 9% of men who got paid under the minimum wage to 16.2% of women. So yeah, significant difference there. Age also played a factor as well because it seemed the younger a person was, it was more likely that he or she was getting underpaid at half, actually, 49.5%, and also seniors at 31.9%. Schooling also had an impact with 22.5% of those with high school diplomas or below getting paid below the minimum wage. So the nationwide reservoir water level sits just at 47% on average. This is according to the Korea Rural Community Corporation. And that level of 47% is about 22% lower than in the previous years. Actually, the authorities issued an alert once, or they issue an alert once the water level falls below 70%. So you can see that 47% is quite low.
Yes.
And right now, there are 986 reservoirs that are under alert, 269 of them in serious levels at under 40% of the water level. And there are 22 spots where the water level is at below 10% of the normal, so you can almost see the ground.
Yes, and to that end, the government is injecting funding to combat the effects of the drought and the heat wave.
This announcement came via a joint meeting of the Oceans and Fisheries Ministry as well as the Ministry of Agriculture, Food and Rural Affairs yesterday. This minister's task force or TF meeting where they announced a series of price stabilization measures. And this comes not just a drought, but the record heat wave that led to warmer ocean temperatures that's caused farmed fish to die off in mass numbers as well.
Right. So how bad is the situation?
According to the Oceans and Fisheries Ministry, as of August 10th, 31 out of the 35 seas around South Korea are under high water temperature alerts, and 1.8 million fish have died out of farms.
I see.
This is due to the combination of the heat and the drought in the southern coast. So to that end, the government is providing support for up to 50% discount rate for key fish. It's also allocated 153% higher disaster support budget at 33.2 billion won, and this is to be given out before the Chuseok holidays in September.
Yes, and what about for vegetables and meat?
For produce and livestock, they're expanding crop and produce management and water support. And so far, the authorities said that the effect of the heat wave hasn't been substantial on the supply of the livestock, but that they will monitor the situation.
I see. Well, the national mobilization order for Gyeongnam's drought has been extended as well, I hear.
It has. So it was supposed to go through yesterday. This has been extended according to the National Fire Agency. This is to provide emergency water supplies to Gyeongnam region for the time being. But it is pulling back on the scale from 200 water tank vehicles to 100, and vehicles from Seoul, Incheon, and Gyeonggi, northern Gyeonggi, and Jeonbuk to go back to their respective stations. The fire agency will monitor the situation to see how to proceed and how long to keep the mobilization order.
Moving on, here is an interesting fact. You can get fined, like have to pay a penalty for waking up a sleeping polar bear.
Yeah, well, there's a saying like don't poke a sleeping bear for
right.
many reasons because, polar bears can rip you apart, but also this will cost you. So all the more reasons. Okay, so a person in Norway, Svalbard, in the archipelago in the Arctic, has been fined 50,000 kroner. That's about $6,770. So like almost 800만 won on a good day.
Right.
For using a foghorn, that's the to wake up a sleeping polar bear.
Oh, can we get that? That's the foghorn people.
So the incident took place in August. This vessel, it was a ship that was sailing in a fjord in northeastern Svalbard, about 1,000 kilometers away from the North Pole.
Okay.
The occupants, the people who were on the ship, apparently spotted a polar bear sleeping on land, and this is according to the territory's governor's statement. Then this person used a foghorn to wake up the animal. The animal moved to another location. There's a law. Because polar bears are an endangered species, and we shouldn't disturb animals anyways, but it is forbidden to needlessly disturb, attract, or pursue a polar bear, and they've been a protected species since the 70s.
Final story is about another museum theft. What is going on?
This is apparently a regular installment on Wa글와글 for Renaissance painting. My favorite era of extraordinary value have been stolen from a museum in Sicily, Italy. So according to the Italian Culture Ministry, they've confirmed that 3 panels of the Polyptych of San Gregorio and a double-sided panel, it's the Madonna with Child and Christ in Pietà, all attributed to the artist Antonio de Messina, were taken from the Regional Interdisciplinary Museum of Messina Saturday night local time.
At this point, it's almost like deja vu. But again, same question as always. How did it happen?
Because don't you people have security?
Right.
Well, the police are trying to figure that out. And because the thieves are able to enter the museum at night without triggering the alarm. And they're also trying to figure out how many thieves were there.
Yes.
Investigators are working on the initial suspicion that the paintings were stolen to order by black market art thieves. It's been reported that the Madonna and the Christ in Pietà, they were removed directly from inside a secure display case. So it wasn't just out in the open. They were basically wooden panels. They couldn't have been like rolled up easily and taken out. So maybe this was sort of an elaborate affair. The museum said that they are shocked by what happened, and it is a great loss for the museum and the art world. But it is, again, the latest in the ongoing theme of heist. So a heist is basically theft of expensive art or properties or high-profile, sneaky theft across Europe. What is behind this? Is there a huge demand? Is there a security issue? I guess we'll have to find out.
Okay, well, we're going to end it on that note. Wa글와글, of course. We'll check in with you tomorrow. Thank you, Haley.
Have a great day.